Hi friends, I'm back. I want to work on a bit of my tea-dyed stuff today. I've bought in a couple of the clothes from the line that show where it was white before and now it's a very yellow. So my last little video was basically this is what I did. I'd like to dive deeper with this video, and I'm really happy with the results, but I'm not 100% convinced that I will enjoy wearing this colour. I think I don't know. So I wanted to do a little bit on maybe colour today while I look at how to, I guess, get around this issue. So back in the 70s, I think it was, somewhere like that, the 80s maybe, 80s or 90s, there was a big thing about whether you're an autumn, a spring, a winter or a summer. And I've always been very hard to, they say it's hard for me to work out what I am. They couldn't work it out, the people that were doing it. And I think it might be because I cross over two different things. So I can wear some lighter pastel-y summer colours, which is the cool palette. So they say the summer and the winter is the cool palette. I'm going to hump my book out and I'll show you. And then the autumn and the spring are the warm palette, and I can wear some spring. Now some of you might have found there's an app where you can take a photo of your face and it will tell you the best colours to wear. And that app said that I was a bright spring, which means I should be wearing bright spring colours. So to me, which is in the warm palette. So I know it's confusing. I've been confused about it. Half the time the shops that we buy clothes in are black or white and other winter colours. So if you're not a winter, none of those clothes are going to suit you. So I consider, Lily and I do this in the shop, we'll hold it up to under our chin and we'll say, does this suit me? And if you can see your face, it suits you. And if you can't see your face, you can only see the thing, it doesn't suit you. That's our test, I guess. It's a funny thing. Some people just naturally buy the right clothes for themselves. I don't know if it's me or if other people are like this. I can't ever work out what I should be wearing. So I got this, these beautiful, these are bamboo skivvies at a shop called Uniqlo. It's Uniquo, Uniqlo. I thought it was a Japanese brand, but I got the booklet and it's got some stuff from Sweden, so I'm not sure. But anyway, these have a roll neck. So it's winter where I am. So I put this on this morning and I went, well, I can see that and hardly see my hand. So I don't know if you can get an idea from that. And obviously the lighting in here might make some difference. When I put my hand there, compared to this, where this is stronger than my hand, and it's just the toning that's stronger that makes me disappear a bit with it. I knew that when I was buying it, but it's winter, so if I'm at home and I'm in the house and I want to be warm, I will put that on. So I'm not going out to a party. But this one next to this one isn't as bad. It's like I can see my hand a little bit more than I can see this, but I still see this, so it's not a strong combination. So I may in fact wear this with a really good skivvy and tights that match, and layering something over the top that really matches. I don't know. I just have always loved this. It's very thin. It's a very thin Target collection. It's a cotton. See, I've done a little bit here. So I don't want to lose my tie-dyed bits. if I over dyed. It's got really great, good deep pockets. Now girls, we all love a pocket, don't we? I've already put this one into a vinegar wash and hung it on the line in the sun to dry when we had sun. And it lightened it a fraction, but not enough. Now this shirt, I love this shirt. This is another Target. I got this shirt and it was bright white like this, but I got it for the cut work because I just absolutely loved this design. But I knew as a bright white shirt I wouldn't wear it because it's like too much for my skin tone. But this one is a lot more yellow than that other one I just showed. And I just find it's a longer way away from me, so wearing it means people are basically going to see the blouse, not me. And the idea is that your clothes should strengthen you, not weaken you. I feel like even though I know this theory, I still get it wrong. It's not an exact science. So because I absolutely love this so much, the first thing I'm going to do is give it a little bleach, just a very short bleach, and see if the lightening up of this overly warm yellow can make all the difference to my skin tone. If that doesn't work, I have got an apple green Rit dye that I'm going to try on a few bits of material to test how the colour is. If that matches my skin tone really well, I will probably dye this a green. I've had this top for ages. I got it at, it was $12, nearly $12, so that's quite a lot. Like I say, savers can be a bit expensive. I've had it for a couple of years because it's a beautiful linen and I love this style of the top. I love the colour, so I just love this colour. I think the theory of the hand theory doesn't always work because if you've got your hands are a bit tanned, they're not matching your face. But I love the sleeves. So I probably wouldn't do it with this, but I may. It's a bit small. It's been a bit small for longer than I care to imagine, but I've hung on to it because I love the style. So I am thinking it fits around here beautifully. The sleeves fit beautifully. So I'm now starting to think some of the things I've dyed, I might make a collaboration with this top. So this top's fine from the top half. I would probably have to open it a bit more. It's like I get to here, and let's face it, ladies, as we get older, our boobs get a little bit overly big. Someone might say, well, mine didn't, but well, mine certainly did. That's a story for another day. They're real, they're just a bit much. I don't need them that big. Anyway, I bought a t-shirt and it has got a design on, but I got it oversized sort of as a bed shirt. I prefer wearing t-shirts in bed through the warmer weather. I might wear it out, but it looks very, the thing about the whites are they kind of look very big and blousy on me, and they don't seem to, I don't know, they seem to wash me out, and all you can see is this great big blouse of white. So what I'm thinking of today, continuing the tea dyeing, is I've got some more tea bags that are a different brand, and I'm only going to use about 10 or 15 rather than, these ones were 100. This was 100 tea bags. It was a very, very strong mix, plus the vinegar water mix before. So I wet it in a vinegar water mix and then did the tea dye. So I'm going to go off now and dye this with about 10 to 15 tea bags just to take the edge off the white and see how I go. As I got it as a wear to bed thing, I'm not too fussed about I'll show you. I was having a moment because I just thought it was so cute. So I'd rather be woke than being an ignorant twat. So I love it. I just think it's very funny. I'm in my protest era. But yeah, wearing it to bed means no one sees it, so it's not much of a protest, is it? Anyway, I'm going to go off and do that, and I will come back and we'll see how we go with that being dyed. I don't feel I need to show you because I showed you in part one the process, which is basically getting your hot boiling pan of water, putting your tea bags in, leaving them to steep for 15 minutes, and then there you've got your dye. The vinegar water helps the fibres to accept the dye. These will fade over time, of course, hanging out in the sun, but I'll be back. Okay, so this is how the original shirt was. What I've done with this one, I've only put it in bleach for 5 minutes. It's not as wide as it originally was, but you can see it's come a long way back. So that was quite short. I put it in the bleach mixture, which was about 25% maybe not even that, not much at all. Quick dunk in. It's literally almost erased the entire tea dye bath, but it's not white, so I'm okay with that. I'll have to let it finish its drying process and have a good look at it. I used 16 tea bags. It was I don't know what it is. Healtheries. It looked quite tannin rich like the original one, which was a very cheap tea bag. I probably need something very white to show you the difference. So the t-shirt has ended up very, very pale, very small amount of tea dye, possibly not quite enough to get rid of that, like I say, that white blousey look, and it will, over time they do fade. So I dunked in a few bits, like this is an old tablecloth. I've dunked in some damask. So in some ways they look pretty white in a way, don't they? But then you put a white next to them and you can see that there is a bit of colour. So for slow stitching, that's fine. For this t-shirt, I'm wearing it. I'm not 100% sure. Same with this shirt. Back to, I mean, it looks almost quite white. So my next thing will be to dye some things with the green that I've got, the Rit dye, and just see if I maybe want to either do a bit more tea dye with that, or if I want to go all out green with this. I'll have to see. So that's my part 2 of my foray into tea dyeing and working out how to fix things. If I want this to be a bit tea dyed, I probably will have to do it again. But like I say, I'm going to have a look with them on in the mirror, see what I think. These are fine. These could go a bit further, but they're fine because they're for slow stitching. In many ways, the t-shirt doesn't matter. It's not a public t-shirt. I don't think I did anything else. Got a little bit of linen. I did do a bit of linen, which was a very bright white. So I didn't leave the t-shirt in for very long, and I didn't leave these in for very long. So even though that was 16 bags of tea, if I'd have left it in longer, it might have had a better effect. This had cardboard or paper, remember? It's come out in the wash. And I love it. I love this edging now. I'm so glad I washed that. Like, that's fabulous. All right, so we'll see what happens in the next episode. And I hope you're enjoying the tea series, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.